Welcome to Analytics with Nags. In this video, we are going to see about a business intelligence real-time project, Restaurant Analytics. Consider there is a restaurant owner wants to build analytic solutions since he has restaurants across different locations and the current point of sale system is not giving us much of analytics. For that, he wants to build a new BI model for it. Okay, so this particular video doesn't only involve creating dashboards. It also involves right from requirement gathering and what are the documents required to prepare a full integrated business intelligence project. That is, after requirements gathering, he has to build ETL solutions and whether to decide to keep it in a data warehouse or where is the storage mechanism, and you build cubes or not, you need to decide, then building a Power BI solution or dashboard for it. So a Power BI part is little in this, I mean at the end maybe 25%, but how you will decide when there is a new analytics project, the business, how you will implement a business intelligence solutions. That is what we are going to see in this video. If you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button right now to learn the concepts in business intelligence, Power BI, or anything related to analytics. Let's move on to our requirements. So as we know, in this project series, it can be categorized as new, migration, enhancement. We have discussed a lot about in our previous project videos. So this is considered as a new development. So basically the business owner wants to find out the top selling product, on which days top selling products are selling more, and customer order patterns, and bucket basket analysis to design combo menu and track the expenses. And it doesn't say the problem what the business users are facing. Let me explain quickly. So the current point of sale system, it is in cloud based and it doesn't have any of the analytics, advanced analytics. It just gives the what is my total sales and what is the product wise sales. That's it. So I'm just going to show you the problems the existing the application has, and he wants to build advanced analytics. Basically, why he wants to do this customer order patterns. So this is very simple. That top two things, like top selling products, on which day it is selling. So this is self-understanding. And customer order patterns, why he wants to understand the order patterns, how much. So based on the order patterns, he will decide whether he wants to understand more about the customer behavior, right? So once if he has ordering one or two products, or they are ordering only few, as a bulk of products, like if they are family customers, say for example, if they order in one single order, if there is around 8 to 7 items, then it is a family customer. Or if it is only one menu, then it is going to be a bachelor or couple. So like that, he wants to understand his customers based on the order patterns. Again, he wants to redesign the menu for combo. Like if the people order one particular product, whether they will order another menu or not. It's like kind of suggestion. It's not involve any of the machine learning or any of the AI algorithm. It's just like from his order history, right? How much order he has got. From that, he wants to get that combination of products. If user ordered product A and he also ordered product C, so this combination he want to get it, because that he has 99 products, and for him we are creating a bucket basket analysis so that he can give his as a combo in future redesigning his menu. So these are the things that is missing in current point of sale system. For that, he wants to get analytic solution for it. Finally, he wants to have a track expenses. So I have separated some space, given some space, because all these top 4 involves in all this can be computed from the sales module, whereas the expenses is away from the sales module. This is separate track, right? I mean to say track in the sense this is not related to anything related to sales, but expenses is something related to finance. So basically, for simple understanding, we are going to build two modules, one for sales, another for expenses. Let's walk through the process. So we are familiar with these steps, like understanding the source. Let me quickly go through it. We need to understand the source and the problems, what is currently happening, and how we are to consume this data. Then finally, in analytics world, you need to decide the modeling. Okay, so analyze the data, identify what is fact, what is dimension, any reference table you need to include. Then build ETL solution to bring that one. So you need to design this phase and then build actual development. So the development involves bringing this data into your reporting layer, right? So let me walk through it as well. Then in this project for restaurant analytics, I'm skipping the cubes. We are not going for SSAS tabular model cubes. Then once you bring your data from the source to here, then you are building the Power BI layer. That bottom part is everything is Power BI. We are going to see all these steps one by one. Let us walk through it. So here, this is the typical architecture or flow as a BI developer will do. Okay, so it's not as a Power BI developer, there are very few roles or organizations will require only Power BI skills. I mean, a person learned only Power BI will involve only this phase. But as an analytic environment, these are the different phases, different layers you need to know before it is getting into Power BI layer. Not all projects require this architecture. Some of in modern world, current world, everything can be achieved in Power BI, but still 80% of the project is following this logic. So in going in another 5 or 10 years, maybe Power BI will take care of everything, the ETL, everything. Currently it is taking care, but not everyone is moved towards it. That is why you need to understand what is the history. I mean, the legacy systems, how it is worked. So those things is what I'm going to explain it right now. And to start with our current problem, restaurant analytics. Let us try to understand the source and the problem exists in this. So I have application here. You see here. This is like a restaurant analytics. Restaurant POS system where people can use different factors. Like these are the different elements it contains. Like so, once you have this application, it is not always possible. You will have access to the source system. You can see it, but at least you will get a database, or you need to understand the business. So in this case, I have a chance to see it. Like I have a different modules, like one for having products and another for customers, kitchen management, everything, and combos, everything you over here. This is considered as masters. Then you have a sales where you will try to get import or enter the data. The sales is happening, and you can see here how the sales has happened using some of the reports. I mean, how it has architected the existing source system. I can see using hold on, I came a wrong window. So here I can choose this here sales. So once I choose enter this here, what happened? Standard. I think it got hanged up. That's right. So now you understand that how this particular application is designed. From that, you need to figure it out what tables you want. Okay. So basically, it is like whether you are going to get that data, or I mean there will be people from the source system and from your analytical world, right? I mean you are part of this team, I mean BI team, and someone should explain you what are this application, what are the tables you need to it's like us, it's like ocean, right? Application contains n number of tables for settings, inventory, everything. To begin with, the analysis starts for only two modules, like as we explained, sales and expenses. So for these modules, what are the things required? But if you are building for entire restaurant analytics for as a whole project, it will be a different story. But it should be a phase by phase. Like this is what best method I would suggest. It depends upon the organization. That is absolutely fine. So you understand it, like now we have inventory management, purchase, item, stock. So these things are not required. What you require is like you need product wise, means who is the customer, menu. I mean menu means item, means you have a list of items. So basically this restaurant is selling dosa. This is a typical South Indian food. So you see different options here, American Shopsy, baby corn masala. These are different items and you have prices here. So you need to understand and identify what are the objects you require from the source systems. This is step number one. So next part is like data preparation. Once you identified, like next phase is to design this layer, right? I mean you need to design what are the in data warehouse, this layer. You need to have at least two documents. For the sales module, you need to design a dimensional modeling. So basically it starts with some modeling tool like this. You can see it here. The tool we use like Visio. It's a Microsoft tool, and so for this we have designed two modules. So the dimensional modeling for sales, the model should look like this. That is fact sales surrounded by a dimension table. Meaning like this is different location, different products, employees and customer. All these things are connected to your fact sales. So this should be your modeling. Okay. And for finance, I mean the expenses, like this is my model. I have a fact, expense type, dim location, dim employee. So who will decide this? I mean, who will design this? Basically, once you have a project kickstarted, it can be a solution architect, or it can be mostly there won't be most of the organization won't be solution architect. It can be who is a senior resource, can be a team lead, kind of position people will design this document, right? This is one of the typical design document, one of the prerequisite of it, how my model should look like based on the requirement. So these are my requirement. To achieve these thing, I have decided this is fair enough to fit all my queries, right? This is how you need to convert it in source table. Let me show the database. So I am showing it here. So consider this is my source table. You see different tables here. Current customer, inventory, detail, kitchen, whatever we have seen in the screen over here, like inventory, master, everything is stored in that table over here, right over here. Kitchen, payment type, product category. Let's quickly see this data, how it looks like. So this is a typical sales table. Location, sales date, register, item number, variant, and we have a lot of more columns like tax amount, GST, which is not at all required. So this is like understanding your source, how it is architected. So this is your source. Then finally, based on the understanding, you will decide on designing your dimension modeling. That is in this layer, right? This is your source, whatever I have shown now. This design document is the end output over in this data warehouse. Okay, you need to bring it. So we decided like we need to bring from here. What tools you will use? You need to use SSIS. This is the integration package. Like the purpose of the integration services is to move the data from one source to another places. It's the data movement. Okay, that is the main purpose. So once your document is ready, the solution architect, the team lead in your organization will create this design along with some kind of document, like what columns it should contain, what is the data type of your tables in your data warehouse. That is what he will decide. So it can be look like this. So I'm just opening the document. So these are basically, it can vary from organization to organization. It's not required to be same like Visio, but this design document is mandatory, and your technical document indicates what columns, what is the data type, all those things is depends upon each organization. It varies. So now this is one of the each table in this have the structure here. Okay, that is another important document, DW design document, and you will have here the mapping from the source column. So which column it has to be mapped. Okay, this is the main objective or main responsibility of a solution architect. He has to map, that is, assume this employee name should come from a table A from here into data warehouse table employee. This mapping he has to map, that understanding he has to do. So this is the important concept in analyze your data, identify fact and dimensions. So these two phases I am trying to explain it now. This is how the analysis happen, and this is how the mapping happens. This is point number 1. Then once you are decided, then how this will happen is like you will start creating these objects in the data warehouse layer. So again, I'm saying this is my local, so I have only one server instance. So this is my source database, and I have created the data warehouse in the same server. In normal scenario, this will be in some other server. Say for example, your source will be ABC, and my data warehouse will be altogether new server. It can be DEF. I need to connect to DEF. In that I will have this data warehouse design, and even you have two different layers, staging and data warehouse. Like here you have staging and data warehouse, two are different layers. So just to dump, and from there I will populate. So to give an understanding about SSIS, how it looks like, I will skip this part. Just I will try to load from this table to data warehouse, one of the table, to give an idea how the SSIS will look like. So we have designed and created those objects here. Let's see it here. So you see the product there. So now you see fact expense type, everything with proper naming, dimension, dim. And with the fact, these are the two facts we have seen, two modules. One is sales module, another is expense, that is finance module. And you typically see here how it looks like. So I have a table here that is populated, that is dim product, product key and product code, product name, and every table over here will have a surrogate key. Maybe I will show it to you. Everything will have a surrogate key with the primary key. Let me have that one. So try to understand that what is a surrogate key. That is a separate topic. It's a pure data warehousing concept. So you will populate using the identity key. So like this you will redesign. So that is what I'm saying. The data warehouse is designing is art. Okay, you need to properly design it. Once you design, your Power BI is so simple. Now we have designed it and we have created the objects here. So I need to move this data from the restaurant source to the data warehouse. So this movement will be done using the SSIS. Let us see how this SSIS will look like. So this is what SSIS will look like. This is a sample package I have created. So what it will do? So basically data flow task is the key factor in SSIS. I mean key task that will do the data flow, I mean data movement. So inside this what I did, so basically understand this concept here, like from the diagram perspective. So from this one source, this is another target. So you need to create connections from between the source and the target. Okay, one connection for source, one connection for target, and you can populate using that connection. You can move any objects, like from table A to table B here, and another table also you can move. So here, this is like restaurant POS is one of the source connection. What it says, it is the go to the server and connect to this database, that is POS source. Then you see another connection, that is for my target database. Go to this server, and this is my target database. Okay, two connections. And my source is nothing but here I will choose the table. Here, once you connect to this list, you will get all the options, I mean different OLDB connections. Here you choose the particular table, like product master here. Now in the target, here you see you populate using DW restaurant in target. In between you can do some of the transformation. So while doing this transformation, it will have some kind of, what kind of transformation? Let us try to see this one. Okay, so what I did is, like, I derived a short code, like left of 4 plus right of 4 of the product code, product name. Okay, and what it will do, it will create some derived column. Let us try to see it here. I mean, let me enable a data viewer so that you can see it. So when you execute this task, what it does is, like, it will it's showing error as usual. Disable data viewer. I think I need to execute task. Okay, now you see here 178 rows. Basically, from the source it transforms the data and loaded here. Okay, derived, loaded here. So this is what SSIS task is. Basically, it automates the process. So this will be stored as a file or in integration service catalog. Using agent job, we will schedule this job daily it will run. Let me try to clear this one so it will be understandable better. So what I'm doing is, usually we should not truncate or delete the dimension. This is a demo. I'm trying to delete it. Select star from. So creating a BI projects involves multiple skills. It's not only involve you in only creating Power BI reports. So you need to know SQL, you need to work on ETL. This is only for the BI developer role. Now I deleted this record. There is no records now. Select star from dim product. Okay. So there is no records. Now from this table, product table, here you see there are product master. There are 89 records. Okay, from this table I will move 89 records here, DW restaurant. Okay, so I'm in DW restaurant. Now I'm selecting there is no record. When I execute this task, okay, execute this task, so these 89 records move to my target, right? So there is no record before running. Now I executed, these are came. So this is like just a data movement between the databases, or it can be a file server. So this is to give you an idea how SSIS will work. Now I have moved this, designed the model, and using SSIS I have designed SSIS package. I will load the data into data warehouse. This is step number 2. This is my ETL process. Then I'm not going to cover this SSAS now, like this SSAS is not part of this demo, because I decided, like, cubes are not mandatory for this, because the load the Power BI can handle it. So I'm skipping SSAS tabular model. If in future projects we'll try to create a tabular model. If you wish to learn SSAS tabular model, I have a separate playlist that explains how SSAS tabular model, how to create, right? So you can learn SSAS tabular model, which is nothing but power pivot, like modeling part of your Power BI, right? So you can learn it. Fine. So we have populated data warehouse now. I mean, you can see here using this table, we can have this fact and dimension tables, which is over here. I already imported these fact and dimensions in Power BI. Now you can see this model here. So typically, like when you see here in the diagram, I've made this diagram for each module, like one of the function area sales. So now location, product, dim, employee, customer, along with the date table will come, and here it is separate. So there will be multiple fact tables. So people who are fresh or learning analytics, they think like fact table is a one, you need to dump everything there. No. So it based on each subject area. Like sales has its own fact table and surrounded by its dimension. You cannot combine sales with the finance. So fact has its own, I mean finance has its own fact table and its dimensions. There are some common dimensions between those two. Like expense can be happen in same location and sales also happening in location. So dim sales is common to these two, even employee. Okay. So how it will reflect in the actual Power BI? Now you see dim sales, dim location is connected to expense as well as fact sales. Now you see these tables now, fact sales, these are specific to sales, these three, and dim employee, location and date is common to both model, the fact expense as well as fact sales. So that is why it is looking like this. So typically when you see only this fact sales, these six tables, it typically looks like a star schema, and you have fact expense that has its common dimensions between these two. So wherever you use a filter, you should not use locations from fact or sales. You should use from location code. So but based on different scenarios, it may vary, but this is the ideology. So when you click on location, so both your fact expense and fact sales will filter. That is the proper modeling. So we have imported this in Power BI. Now let's go and look at the actual requirement. So find top selling products on which days top selling products are selling more. So let's try to get in Power BI top selling products. Let's go into reports. So before giving the top selling products, just give idea of the data of sales, daily sales, and this is typically like quantity. So you combine this sales amount along with, this is the net sales, that is amount, and that line indicates the quantity you see here. So how much quantity sold and how much is the sales amount, that is what you are showing it together. Then these are the different labels that you are familiar with. So those who are familiar with the Power BI, you know how to create these labels. I'm not going deep into it. And hourly sales. So this is typically, it is not asked, but it is better always give extra to the whoever customer is requesting. Like which hour the sales is more, right? You know how to do it. If you don't know, just watch my previous videos in the Power BI complete tips, where you how to derive a hour or minutes from the your date field. Okay, I mean date time field. So from the time field you can derive hours and minutes. So based on that we have derived it. So now look at it. Basically for this, so for which hour the business is performing well. That is what basically we are doing this analysis. For this business starts around evening 6 p.m. but the peak hours is around late night, right after 10. So that is what it is. So it's clearly evident from that. So using this, he can analyze much where you can employ very small employee. I mean, very few employees during that time, and late night some part-time employees. So this is from evident from this visuals. So these are the things he's not capable of doing it in the existing reporting system, RPO system. That is what he needs analytics. Now, answering his first question, like top sales analysis. From the figure, he can see like top 10 dosas he is selling. As I told before, this is a restaurant that is selling the dosas, that is South Indian food, and pizza dosa is the so famous or favorite food in that restaurant. It seems from the evident it is almost 6 to 100, and the next figure, next item is like almost 1/3 of it. It's not even closer. So he can think more about it. I mean, what to increase, whether to retain the standard and to increase some other items to be picked up in that restaurant. This is clear from it. And how to do it, I hope most of them are familiar. Just click on it. You need to pull the item name and item amount. Then go to top 10. I mean, here item name, filter type by top n, then use a number of items like 5, and you drag and drop item name here. Okay, you need to use the same two fields here, item name, top n, and put number of items. I mean, whether you want 5 or 10, then drag and drop by value item amount, then press OK. Now you can see only top 5. So this is how it is implemented. It is as simple as that. Now this is clear, and the user has asked, I mean the business user has asked, on which days the top selling products are selling more. So pick up, the thing is like, instead of giving a top selling products, I can find like the number of items having a cheese, like cheese. You see here cheese and mushroom. So something related to the items with dosas with the cheese and mushroom is selling more. So I picked up those two items, mushroom and cheese dosas, and I tried to compare the results. Okay, so this is total items sold on that day, and here I put the line chart for these two items, like specific, focusing on particular items alone. So for that, what is the measure I created? Like mushroom dosa count, right? So let us try to see that one. Let us see, where is that? This is bill count. This is not here. So here I written a small thing like contains string. Okay, so calculate that item quantity, the total, and that item name contains, okay, mushroom. Okay, that is the formula. So to have specific item to be brought here, some people say like you need to bring the legends, but it is the way of writing. I mean, it's a good practice to write a measure. So that is what I did. So I have brought the total item there, that is proper item quantity without any filter. These two are specific to mushroom and cheese. So I can compare it. So out of 37, more than 50% of the items are selling based on these search items. So he can invest more on cheese or mushroom. So where to focus on? Okay, that is what you need to narrow down. In top level, you need to understand some concepts here. What is selling best? Cheese, mushroom, and you can narrow down to details here. This is separate analysis. So so user on which days he is selling best, and you can see the Wednesday or Friday. So this also can be achieved using duration or date time. So these things I have clearly mentioned in the 5-minute tips. Just go and watch in that playlist. So finally, customer order patterns. Why the user needs customer order patterns? Basically, like, let us try to see it here. what it indicates. This will give a user or a business owner, without having his presence in the restaurant, whether his customers are family audience or it's a bachelor or they are couple, something like that, right? So most of his customers falls over here. So basically, let me explain what is this indicates. So now you can see number of dosas is 1 and count is 91 receipt, meaning receipt is nothing but bills. So there are 91 bills who ordered only one dosas. So there are 79 bills, the count of receipts, 79 bills who ordered two doses. So typically this can be a couple or people of two. It can be a friends, right? And here it is count of receipt is 3. I mean 43 and the number of doses is 3. So 43 people or 43 receipt, they ordered 3 doses. So seeing this, he can able to understand his customers, like who are their customers. There are only one receipt having ordered 8 doses. So having seen this, there is no bulk people are coming, I mean the group of people. So he can focus on bringing the group of peoples over here. So analyzing visuals like this will make the business owners to rethink the business, how they need to redesign or how where to invest in advertisement or where to focus on. So they need to focus on this area, or they can think like we need to retain this for long time. So this is what the restaurant analytics, the advanced analytics brings for him. Then there is something like repeat orders using a histogram. I have put this is visual I derived in Power BI using bins of values, and whereas here I use the custom visual. So you can import a custom visual and you can get it. So basically what this indicates, it's like repeat orders indicates assume you have a one bill having ordered 4 items, okay, out of which 2 of them ordering same item, like pizza dosa is ordered by 2 people, and other 2 people, after 4, 2 is pizza and another 2 is different. So there are 3 items ordered, okay. So I want to identify how many people, how many orders like that ordered multiple items, like pizza dosas ordered twice. In some other order, they will order same kind of dosa 3 items, right? So like that, there are 35 frequencies, 2 dosas ordered, and there are 5 frequencies, 3 doses ordered. So this data is really bad, very less data. So if we have a lot of frequencies, so based on that you will think like, and which dosa is selling 3 you understand pizza dosa is fine, but there are some other orders that having a single family is coming and they are ordering the same dosa, everyone 4 of the people, 5 of the people are ordering same dosas. So those kind of items you can find out in this repeat orders. This is typically to understand, give you what are the things people can analyze in their data. That is what it is, right? So, and finally, bucket basket analysis to redesign our combo menu. So, what is bucket basket analysis? It's maybe you are familiar with, already we discussed, you're familiar with a recommendation that Amazon or Flipkart or any other online portals suggest you. Similarly, the bucket basket analysis concept is similar, like you are ordering something and you will suggest something else, right? And this bucket basket analysis is nothing but the people you need to understand, if they brought this one, they also brought this one also. So the typical example people say is like someone brought milk, they will also buy the bread. So they will keep milk and bread together next to each other. So people will buy it. So same concept. If they are buying the Szechuan dosa, what is the probability they can buy some other dosa? So by analyzing, he can decide the combo which is best fit. Let us try to understand this, how it works. Here fusion doubles. Here what this analysis indicates is like, let us see this one. So 51 dosas are ordered in fusion special, out of which 10 of the item is from fusion doubles. Okay, out of 51 you need to focus this one. 51, 12 is items are from fusion doubles, total 24 percentage only. So 24 of the people only order, whoever orders fusion special, they will order fusion doubles. So based on this percentage value, this is best combination. Like here, you see 43 percentage of the people who ordered fusion kaju, they order fusion doubles as well. So this is best fit. So he will give a menu redesigning, so number of people ordering will also be getting more. So this is typical example of it, what you can do in your advanced analytics in Power BI and using this BI tools, right? So how I did it is very complex to explain. There are a lot of measures involved, but these are the things you can be able to achieve. The simple things I have explained, this is a histogram, and you can import it, and I will try to share this file, and you can see and explore it, what are the things I have done. And I hope you guys like this. So so there are different logics I need to apply and to implement it. Let us try to explore it in some other videos. And for now, final thing, let us move to our steps. So now we have seen all these phases, like how to do ETL analyze and how you are designing your Power BI. So the prerequisite of this video is you are familiar with Power BI, so I'm not going deep into basics. Now final step is to deploy this into Power BI service, and once you deploy and then launch and see this. Let's go here, and I've logged in. Let's try to publish, save. Okay, I already published. Let us try to view it from here. So this is the report. So I'm in Power BI now. Now you can see all this analysis that came in online, and user can able to see. He can run his business anywhere. The restaurant owner or the business owner not going to stay in this restaurant. He, by seeing this data, he can analyze and he can improve his business. That is what the important of your data analytics. And as we explained before, this is not only a Power BI project. Any BI, a complex BI requires all this cycle, involves SSIS, involves data warehouse design, and involves a cube, and Power BI is the last layer. And the same case, all the things are going towards Azure. So let us wait and watch what happens in the industry. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and comment below for queries. And do remember that data is your asset.